Emma stared at the stack of diapers in her hands, debating whether she should put them back or not. Her son Noah needed these desperately, but she was already overdrawn at the pharmacy. The kind cashier had let her take the diapers out of their packaging to save money, but even that wasn't enough. She couldn't afford them. Emma was a single mother trying her best for her baby boy. Her ex-husband had left her with nothing but a mountain of debt. When he filed for divorce last year, she had scraped by so far with the little nest egg they had built up together and the help of her parents. But it wasn't enough anymore. James Harrington, the billionaire CEO of Harrington Enterprises, strolled through the mall pharmacy to pick up a bottle of cough syrup. He stopped in his tracks when he saw a young woman with fiery red hair frantically putting diapers back onto the shelf. He watched as she quickly gathered herself and tried to walk away. Something about her sad eyes tugged at his heart. He hadn't always been this way, helping those in need. It used to be all about numbers and profits for him. That's how he'd built his business empire, one ruthless move at a time. But since his wife's death, he'd become uncharacteristically generous. He knew that giving back wasn't going to bring her back, but it kept him busy and distracted from the gnawing loneliness that had taken root in his heart. James decided to follow the woman and see where she went. He found her sitting on a nearby bench with a baby, probably her son. She looked up, startled when he approached, and James instantly regretted his decision. There was no way he could have guessed the turmoil he would witness in those soulful green eyes. They were filled with a desperation that tore at his own wounds, reminding him too much of his late wife Anna. She told him her name was Emma, and that she was just trying to figure out how to feed and care for her baby. She didn't know how much longer she could keep this up. James listened intently, feeling a surge of sympathy for the struggling mother. He knew firsthand what it was like to feel trapped and hopeless. His marriage had been a sham from the start, a strategic alliance to further his business. When Anna died, he discovered that he actually loved her, which made her death even more agonizing. Without thinking things through, James offered Emma a job at his company. At first she thought he was crazy, but after some gentle prodding and reassurance, she agreed. It would help ease her financial burden and give her more time to focus on her son. But she had no idea that it would also open the door to a world she never imagined and lead her straight into the arms of a mysterious billionaire who would change everything for her. The next day, Emma arrived at Harrington Enterprises prepared for the worst. It was everything she'd expected, cold, heartless, and soulless. As she stepped out of the elevator on the 23rd floor, she was met with a sea of skeptical faces. All eyes were on her, whispering and pointing. People who were probably wondering who the new janitor was. Emma's heart sank. Was she really in over her head? But then she saw him, James, standing tall and confident in his office doorway, watching her. And suddenly, a small smile touched his lips. "Welcome to Harrington Enterprises," he said warmly, extending his hand. His eyes twinkled with kindness and understanding, which gave Emma a sliver of hope that maybe, just maybe, this wouldn't be as bad as she thought. Over the next few weeks, Emma settled into her new role as executive assistant to James. It was challenging, but she thrived under the pressure. She had no clue about the cutthroat corporate world she'd entered, but she was determined to learn. To her surprise, everyone in the office seemed to warm up to her, except for James's right-hand woman, Michelle Carter. Michelle was a cold, ambitious woman who eyed Emma suspiciously. One morning, James left the office early for a doctor's appointment, leaving Emma in charge. Suddenly, Michelle appeared at his desk, all smiles. "Enjoying your promotion, Emma?" she purred, leaning close to Emma. "I bet it's fun being the boss's pet." Before Emma could respond, Michelle snapped, "Don't think you can climb the corporate ladder with your looks alone. This office isn't full of fools. We know what you're playing at." She leaned closer still, her voice dripping with venom. "Don't try to seduce Mr. Harrington because we'll all laugh at you." Then she turned and walked away, leaving Emma stunned and hurt. Fueled by anger, Emma vowed to prove Michelle wrong. She worked tirelessly, impressing clients and colleagues alike. But Michelle continued to undermine her, spreading rumors and making snide remarks. It was clear that if Emma wanted to succeed, she had to act fast. She started paying attention to the details, noticing that James often forgot to take breaks and eat. So she packed him lunch and reminded him to rest. Small gestures that showed her caring side. One evening, Emma noticed a news report on her phone that read, Harrington Enterprises CEO accused of embezzlement. A photo of James with a bruised face accompanied the article. The allegations were shocking, but Emma knew James was a man of integrity. Determined to find out the truth, she stayed up late digging through financial records. She discovered that someone had been embezzling funds for years, systematically siphoning off money into offshore accounts. The next morning, Emma confronted Michelle, who broke down and confessed. Overwhelmed with relief, Emma agreed to keep Michelle's secret, if she promised to stop working against her. Michelle nodded, tears streaming down her face. Emma felt a sense of triumph. Not only had she exposed the real culprit, but she'd also won over her nemesis. News of the scandal broke, and the media frenzy that followed was intense. James's reputation was in tatters, and the company's future was uncertain. But amidst the chaos, Emma remained steadfast. She worked around the clock to restore order and protect the company's interests. She even helped James navigate the legal system, ensuring that justice was served. Through it all, James was grateful for Emma's unwavering support, and the depth of her character shone through in every interaction. He realized that he had been wrong to doubt her capabilities and underestimated her intelligence and resilience. As time passed, their bond grew stronger, deepening into an unexpected romance. Their shared experiences had brought them closer together, and now their mutual respect and admiration were evident to everyone around them. One rainy afternoon, while working late in the office, Emma and James found themselves alone. The atmosphere between them was charged with electricity, and suddenly, James couldn't hold back anymore. He confessed his feelings for Emma, admitting that he had fallen deeply in love with her. Emma, who had harbored feelings for James since the moment she met him, reciprocated his love. And as they embraced, they knew that their love story was just beginning. Their relationship became a beacon of light in the darkness that had enveloped James's life since Anna's death. Emma brought laughter and joy back into his world, and he cherished every moment with her. He realized that his old life had been empty and meaningless, and he vowed to never let go of Emma again. In the years that followed, Emma and James built a life together that they were both proud of. They faced challenges, of course, but they tackled them as a team, relying on their love and commitment to each other. James learned that the key to success wasn't just about money or power. It was about family, purpose, and second chances. And Emma learned that love could bloom in the most unexpected places, and that sometimes fate has a way of intervening in our lives. As Emma often told James, their love story was proof that billionaires could fall in love and that happily ever afters did exist. All it took was a little bit of faith, a whole lot of heart, and one giant leap of love.